Hey, guess what? We are here with the world famous stargazer. Give him the face on your avatar. How is that? This is Tracy Lee Carroll, and she is one of the great tweeters out there in the Twitter sphere and has been a follower of what we've been doing on social media for Comcast for a number of months. We won't say how long. It's been a long time. Were you a beta tester on Twitter?
No.
You weren't? I was. But anyway, she is here in Albuquerque because this is the weekend of the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, and she has her two beautiful daughters with her. They've been going all over the state. But I wanted to talk with you for just a minute about your first experience with us in social media. How did it all start?
I was complaining. I was complaining pretty fiercely, and I got asked by Comcast Cares, Frank, what the problem was, and I was initially kind of freaked out, but it was like,
yeah,
okay.
Did you think it was a stalker?
No, when you started following me,
Yeah.
I thought it was a stalker.
Everybody thinks Comcast Scott is a stalker. Yeah.
Who is this VP following me all of a sudden? Okay. Yeah, so that happened twice, and the third time I really had a problem, and I asked, well, are you serious about helping? And problem solved in less than 5 minutes. So.
And since that time, how many people have you pointed to Comcast Cares to?
More than I can count. Personally, people I personally know, at least 10 to 15 people that I personally know, and then anytime I'm on Twitter and I hear somebody say something or talking,
So how did the social media experience change your opinion of Comcast?
Oh, it did a total 180 because I was not very happy with customer service with Comcast in the beginning. I had a problem every month, and it was frustrating calling the 800 number and getting the runaround and, okay, we can send somebody out next week. It's like, no, I need help now. And then time after time after time having issues and having them resolved in less than 5 minutes. I've never had an issue that wasn't resolved in 5 minutes or less through Twitter and social media. So, that right there is a big sell because that's the way customer service should be.
Well, with your background in technology, especially AOL, you were probably doing social media before social media was cool.
Before it was a buzzword, yes.
Yeah. So what do you think are the real keys to the success of the Comcast social media outreach? And if you were advising another company on how to get into this and do it right, what would be the key factors?
I think the number one factor is to create a human face for the company instead of Comcast being this huge corporate monster. You put a personal face on it. Comcast Cares is Frank. Hey Frank, I got a problem. Or Scott, I've got an issue. Or Bonnie, I've got an issue. And it's one-on-one, and it's somebody who's actually listening to you and relating to you one-on-one. So I see a lot of companies that try and use Twitter and they try and use it as a corporate front, and that doesn't work. It turns people off. It's like, if I want that, I'll call the 800 number. So it's all about building relationships and trust and personal customer service, one-on-one, and building relationships. And it's like that old shampoo commercial, I'll tell one friend, and they'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what it is.
So do you think customer service is the last competitive advantage out there for a company, especially in a world where we have many choices for our providers in a variety of areas?
I think that customer service is probably the most important front for a company because a company can have a really great product, or like your cable, it could be your only option. But if you don't have customer service, then people are not going to care what kind of product you have. I drive a car that is a very well-made car. My customer service is top-notch. it makes a difference. It really, to feel that you're important as a customer. I've entrusted my money to you. I expect a certain level of service back. Things should work the way they're supposed to work, and if they don't, it needs to get resolved.
So, if you were talking right now to the CEO of Comcast, what advice would you give him about how to take what we're doing to the next level?
I think it would be to continue what you're doing, possibly grow. I don't know what your need is as far as growth. But
you asked me a question when you came in here.
The question I asked is, why are you guys able to do what you do, but I call the 800 number and I get nothing but runaround?
Okay.
So yeah, that would be the next level, is to do the same kind of service that you guys provide to the people who aren't connected with technology. Sometimes I feel like I have an unfair advantage because I have this connection. Now, there's a lot of people out there that call the 800 number and you get the runaround and you get, we'll come out next week, or, they call up and by the time they're off the phone, they're frustrated and their issue is unresolved, and that makes a very unhappy customer. So, if there was a way to take what you're doing and put it throughout the whole company, that would make a huge difference.
That's great advice, and that is what Rick Germano, our Senior Vice President for Customer Care, is trying to do, is to take that Twitter magic, the social media magic that Comcast Cares, Comcast Feed, Comcast Bonnie, Comcast Bill, and Comcast George are all doing, and trying to make that what the company is all about, to have everybody have that level of engagement throughout the organization. And it's a big challenge. We have 100,000 employees out there at any given time, and even if 1% of those people is struggling, I mean, that's 1,000 people out there at any given moment who could possibly be generating an unfavorable customer experience, so it's hard work for us. Tracy Lee Carroll is known as Stargazer, Starrgazr, on Twitter. If you're not following her, you should, and you should go to her website, which is
http://flickr.com/Tracy Lee.
/Tracy Lee, because not only is she a great social media person, but she also is an exquisite photographer. If you get a chance, go to that Flickr site and take a look at her work, because she may not be nationally known yet, but she's going to be soon. And thank you for watching.